Recording. Okay, everybody, welcome to our number 8 Apparel Masterminds class. Give it a few minutes for people to log on. I'm expecting, good morning, staff. I'm expecting some guests to come in here as well to talk with us, work with us. Lori, Make Our School Safe is going to be coming in, and also Kimberly, who was the marketing guru on the call last month. And hey, Karen, how are you?
Good. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay. So I think you figured it out. You're there. And if you can hear us, then that's all good.
I can't see you. I can't see.
You can't see us? Okay. Roberta, maybe you want to talk Karen through it so she can tell her what to do.
Hi, Karen. How you doing? So on the bottom of your screen, you should have a button for the camera. Well, no, you cannot hear. You cannot see us or hear us. Let me see. Let me chat with her, maybe.
Okay. All right. So today, I'm not sure when he's logging on, but Victor Pena from Omniprint International is supposed to log on. He's out in California, so it's a little bit early for him. I know Michael was going to be on the water today, but how's the weather in the Bahamas?
Oh, it's nice, a little breezy today. You know, we got some of that outer energy from those storms out south, but it's a pretty day. So as soon as we're done here, Sam and I are going to Pete's. We'll
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Take a picture. I'm jealous. Okay. Oh, I see Victor. We have Victor logging on. He's coming into the group. So I want to welcome Michael and hey, Victor, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So I want to welcome newcomers, Michael and Sam and Karen. And Karen actually has had a store for a little while, but she's now just getting into it. And we actually had a little one-on-one session yesterday. So I told her to re-ask the questions so that, because those are awesome questions that she had yesterday. And I think that they will be very, very helpful with everybody. So Victor.
Yes.
How are you this morning?
I am here. I am
Yay.
great.
Yay. I see it's dark in there. You don't want to wake up Tanya, right?
No, I'm here. I'm here in the studio at the office already.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is great. So we've got Victor from California, Michael and Sam are in the Bahamas, and the rest of us are here in South Florida. That's wonderful. Okay, so I just want to introduce you to Victor. Victor is, as I said, the CEO, president, founder of Omniprint International. He is the guru on apparel printing, merchandising, building your business, working your business, dealing with customers, shipping equipment, and he has gone from, I'm assuming, just nationally in the US to worldwide, South America, and he's done this in the past 10 years and really grown the business. And he has seen everything from all of us with our startups, with our marketing companies, with our design work, with our printing, with our ability to get things across on the internet that we don't all know because it changes constantly. And it's really a little bit confusing and somewhat daunting for most of us. It's, to admit it, it changes all the time. And then you have TikTok, and then you have Instagram, and then you have Facebook, and then people don't like Facebook, and then they like Facebook. And it's a vicious circle of what is current and what is valid and what is new. So before I get into the stores and how the stores work, Victor's equipment is what we print your shirts on, is what we print all of your full color designs on shirts on demand, which is a very unique process that we use. And in the beginning, when I first started doing these shirts for you guys, I was told that we can't print on dark shirts. We can't print on polyester shirts. And the big gigantic companies like Brother and Canon and Epson, their machinery, they didn't want to sell machines that printed a white underbase so that you can print on so that you can print on these shirts. But Victor, his innovation, he pushed that out there. He allows that to happen. And he allowed us to be a leader in the area. And thanks, Ed. And we didn't stop with, oh, well, if the big guys aren't saying that this is a good thing to do, that we shouldn't do it. We wanted to do what we needed to do to help our customers, to help us as a business, and to be able to print. And for every innovative step, whether it's polyesters, like Michael, he wants his stuff on polyesters because he's out in the ocean. Same thing with Karen. And how can we print on these garments? And so Victor's innovation and nonstop attitude allowed us to do that. So thank you. And I was probably one of your first customers because my dongle is 39. So
Yeah, exactly. You're probably customer 39.
Right. So Victor is going to be the anti-conversation of what I'm trying to do at stalk your customers to learn from them. And Victor's attitude is a little bit different. So go ahead, Victor, you got the floor.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Meryl. I'm always super excited to help you guys with anything that I can. So thanks for the invite. So you know, I for people that don't know me, you know, I want to kind of share with you guys, you know, my mission, right? So, you know, we're a, you know, a manufacturer that, you know, is manufacturing machines, right? But the reality is my mission is to empower business owners globally to thrive and to thrive with print on demand. So it goes way beyond like making machines. You know, we have machines that are product of the year for the last 5 years. You know, we're in the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in America for the last 4 years. But the reality is I started as a one-man show, just like a lot of you guys. And so the transition from that to, you know, several offices and, you know, over 80 employees, you know, there are some growing pains there, right? So, and one of them is marketing. So that's why whenever I get the opportunity to inspire and share with you guys, you know, I'm all for it. So you know, I think that, you know, I came to this country when I was like 6, 7 years old, didn't speak Spanish or didn't speak English, but spoke Spanish. And let's just say that none of this marketing stuff or sales or running a business is something that's, you know, passed down, right? So why am I sharing this with you guys? I'm sharing it, you know, number one, so you guys get to know who I am. But number two is there's always a starting point where you can get to something great. You just got to keep at it, right? So my overnight success took 16, it's gonna be 17 years in October. And you know, whatever I can do to share with you guys and inspire you guys, that's what I'm here to do today. So make sure that, you know, whatever questions you have, put them in the chat so Meryl can ask them, you know, and we can make it as impactful for you guys. This is a time for you guys to be a little selfish, ask the question, whatever it is. You know, I've probably gone through it already. So
So I'm going to ask you the first question, Victor.
yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the first question is, okay, so I found you because one of, which you probably don't even know this, but one of your competitors actually told me to call you because he couldn't do what I needed. So, and that's how I found you. But since then, you have been using a lot of your marketing skills, your target remarketing. And because anywhere I go, if I go onto Macy's, I see that you pop up there with your, and that's the thing, like getting to your customer base and finding your niche. And that is like the biggest issue that I think that our stores have, is finding that direct person and how to get to them as a small business, not a lot of money investing. How do we get to our target, whether it's people that go on boats or people that need marketing help or people that want to contribute to make our school safe? How do we find those people in the way that you have grown like that?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Meryl. So I understand the budget and I understand all that stuff. I ran marketing here for years, right? So that's why I understand it from A to Z. I ran it from not being able to do any paid ads because they're expensive, especially if they don't work. So I understand 100%. So one thing, and my background's engineering, right? That's what I went to school for. So it's gonna get a little bit nerdy on step one, okay? Step one, I really need you guys to know your data, right? I really need you guys to know, like, wherever you're sending your traffic to, can I track that, right? Can I track that? Can I, are my analytics set up? Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, is that set up? So for example, if I send any type of traffic, how do I track it? If you guys, you can learn, luckily there's like YouTube right now, you could do pretty much anything on YouTube. It might take you a few hours to learn it and then implement it and try it. But if not, there's sites like Upwork or Fiverr that maybe you can get someone for a few hours and say, hey, look, this is my goal. My goal is to set up analytics and to know where each traffic is going. Because without that, you can't tell week to week, month to month if anything's working. So that's why I see a lot of customers, a lot of people out there, they will try something and then they get scared a month later, but it actually might be working, but you don't know yet. Maybe your cost per lead is where it should be, and you've gotten some sales, but you can't track them. So then you turn it off. You're like, oh man, I'm spending all this money. So that's number one, right? So let's make sure that's clear. So number two, once we have everything tracked, like, who is that customer that you're targeting, right? Do you guys have that clear? Like, for example, we have a few we call them customer personas, right? So for example, we know that Meryl runs a successful business. We know that she likes vacationing with Ed. We know that she likes sports. We know that she's a creator, right? So we target that. We know roughly her age. She seems to be getting younger every year, as per I'm getting older. but that's how granular I want you guys to think about it, so that now my messaging can target Meryl directly, right? Hey Meryl, you have a web store. I want to help you process your orders, doing it on demand. It's make your money first, sell first, then print and ship. And then Meryl sees that message and she's like, oh shit, yeah, that's what I need. And then she clicks on the ad and goes to your page. And then you want to be very careful or where she goes, right? Does she actually go to a page you can track? Is the message continuous? Hey, thanks for clicking on that. Put in your information if you want me to do a demo for you and show you how your business can win. So my point is, if you have those few steps, you have the targeting, you have the data. Now, when the lead comes in, you say, hey, this lead or this sale came from this ad, and I told Meryl to come because of my service, and that this click cost me $2, and then the sale cost me $6, and then I'm making $20 in profit. Now I know if I increase my budget that I could actually make some money, right? Because the numbers are in line. So that's why I'm telling you guys, it gets nerdy first when it comes to your numbers. So those are the first few steps, Meryl.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Victor? Roberto, you may have a comment or two because you're nerdy.
I always appreciate that because it's true. I mean, one of the biggest things that digital marketing help businesses is getting to know those numbers. Before, when you compare an analog business, which is just a store versus a website, unless you're paying attention, you don't even know, right? So, and it's so easy to miss that. And it's funny because I've been spending a lot of time, over the years analyzing, and there's actually a huge movement. Well, big stores, big retailers spend a lot of money on how they actually lay out the store, and just the thought of how the traffic flows, and obviously they don't analyze the traffic or the source of the traffic, because for them it's just as soon as somebody puts a step on the door, right? So as soon as they come in, they have everything so organized. For us, that is part of the process. But what you mentioned is getting to know where you're getting the traffic from is huge, because is your efforts on digital on search are paying off? Are the last campaign that you did on Instagram, on social media, the link that you sent to somebody through a guest post that somebody published, is that getting traffic? Like Meryl, she works with a local newspaper, right? That they
Yeah.
publish
Mhm, mhm,
monthly.
mhm.
So is that actually
Really?
bringing in traffic or money? So, and it just all makes sense, because obviously you want to do what works and you want to do more of it, right? So if you have a limited budget, you want to spend that where it actually moves the needle for you. So, and that's big for digital versus analog, So yeah, right on.
100%. So why is Amazon much bigger than Walmart now? Because they can track every single interaction that you have with the products.
Mhm.
Whereas when you go to a store, they don't know anything about you, right? So if you go to Amazon, they know exactly what you're searching for. They could deliver ads. They actually know what you've bought historically, how you bought it. They know every single metric. I think it's, don't quote me on this, but I think they have, at least 2,000 data points now on you that
Wow.
allows them to serve the proper products.
Wow.
Right.
No,
So
that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
I even notice when I go into the grocery store at a certain time of day, I think that the grocery store even gears the music that they play to something that is of my age group interest. And it's really kind of scary how they know that, and I kind of looked around when I realized that. I was like, everybody here is like in my same age group. And they're playing the kind of music that I grew up with, that I feel comfortable with, I feel home with. So I'm going to buy groceries that are going to make me feel like, comfortable and home related. We're going to let Kelly in. Kelly is connecting. So yeah. So now the thing is, when you do these paid ads, how do you know where to start? I mean, what would be a dollar amount that you would think that the average person could start at, or is that even a question?
Yeah, no, I mean, the budget part is whatever you can do, right? But one thing and that's why I want to make sure everybody does it. Like, don't start paid ads thinking that that's going to be your holy grail right now, because you don't know if they're going to work or not, right? So I want you to start with
you want to look
doing your organic, right? Everyone has a email list, right? Everyone has the access to Facebook, Instagram, everything, right? So once you have your stuff, your ability to measure, right? Start with sending using your earned media. Earned media is all of the stuff that you already have that's organic that you can do for zero, because it's going to develop your muscles to track, all right, how many visitors did I get? What was my cost? Did I convert them? Did I make any sales, right? It's going to get you in that mindset. And then now when you create an ad, you know that you need to create a specific page where somebody lands for that ad, and you need to create a specific ad, and then you will need to target the audience. So the number one thing is targeting your audience properly on the paid media.
What is earned media that you said? What is, I never heard that.
Earned media is like your existing customer base, your existing email list. So it's something that you have already done. You have already earned it. So that's the low hanging fruit per se that you can hit right away.
Okay, got it.
And since it's already on your list, everybody, if you don't have a list, you have to be, getting one.
Mhm. Does everybody here have a list, have a mailing list? If you could like maybe just put that in the chat. If everybody here has a mailing list, probably Tracy, you don't, because you don't have a store yet. You're still on the fence with your store, but I know Kelly must have a list. Lori, you have a big list. Yeah.
Your email list,
Mhm.
right? So
Michael, you have a list?
Well, no, actually, that's a really good point, because that's one area we're struggling with right now. I mean, the mailing list I have is pitiful. I mean, it's like 400 people on my mailing list, but I built it over, since the hurricane, we've been building that list, one name at a time.
Okay.
So we send out a newsletter every Sunday, but we're not getting additional subscribers from the mailing list because that mailing list is not being shared out by the people that are currently on our mailing list.
On your website, do you have a way for people to subscribe to it?
We do. Yeah, it's in the contact us page. It's there. But we looked at purchasing some mailing lists, and I had a friend of mine was doing some work on this, and some of the numbers we looked at for the cost of the mailing lists are just not. It's not attainable for me right now. We're talking.
So I would recommend moving that straight up to the top banner of your homepage instead of in the contact us. That's your highest traffic page, and put it right top center and let people know why they should join, and you'll see a better opt-in rate than having it just kind of people don't want to search nowadays for anything, right? So you want to have it right in front of their face. And why do they want to join? Like, are you giving them tips every week? Are you giving them all that? So think about exchanging a value. What value can you exchange for that email address?
Mm-hmm.
And 400 is not bad.
Not bad, right. Michael, what you could actually exchange them for is something that even would be kind of fun. Michael has a yacht service. You could even put recipes from the Bahamas or something like that, something that people would be interested in. Something it's not salesy, it's more personal, and it's something that drink recipes, or Pete's Pub's favorite drink of the day. Share a recipe. Something like that.
No.
You have beautiful ideas. Slow down. Give me one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. How to not barf on your boat.
Right. Sam and I actually yesterday we actually had a long conversation about this. About these mailing lists and how to get more subscribers. So we're actually talking about this now. But I like your idea. First of all, Victor, putting the information at the top of the homepage, I think that's really good advice. The other thing is, Merrill, the recipe thing, the drink recipe thing that's awesome, because we can do something like that, and that would then cause someone to then subscribe.
Mixed drink recipe. Lori wants a mixed drink recipe. She wants it right now.
I'll just take my Tommy Bahama hat off, and I'll show you the recipe that's inside the hat.
Cool. That's a great idea. Putting recipes on the sleeve or something. I love it.
The one advice I would tell you is never call a newsletter, because people don't subscribe to newsletters. The recipe idea I love, because you're giving them something that they're actually going to be looking forward to, right? Because everybody gets 1,000 emails a day, but when they're getting your recipe right on the subject line, beautiful. They open it, they read it, they enjoy it. They actually might try it this weekend. Maybe send it closest to the weekend so they can actually try it. So, it's a perfect idea. Yeah, for sure.
That's a brilliant idea.
What are you doing for social media, by the way?
That's what I was going to say. If you have a TikTok or YouTube, because TikTok right now with like fishing, everything like that, even YouTube is huge, and that will get you guys subscribers too.
Yep.
So Sam, you can answer that.
Yeah, so primarily everything is running through existing Facebook and Instagram accounts that you have. The hard part with going like on a TikTok scale is there isn't anybody creative. There isn't anybody that works for the company that's creating the content to be in that space that would have access to get it up there. So most of the business is done at the house, from the desk for charters. You know, it's to get out on a boat, do a TikTok, all the stuff that we're doing, that would be the client that is experiencing that. That's not the actual thing. So we'd have that crew. You essentially want your crew, whoever is there, to be getting this content and posting it to TikTok.
Yeah, well, I think what I would recommend is like if your crew is like as an employee or even a contractor, let them know, hey, for every trip, I want you to get people's faces having fun. I want you to get some, you know, whatever activity there are, put it on your phone, a quick video, do a basic edit and throw it up and give them $10, you know, because that content, what it's about is social proof, right? It's called social proof that you need on any sort of page, on any sort of deal, any sort of ad. I want to see people's faces smiling. I want to see that they had a great time that day. They want to see the boat. They want to see like, you know, that the atmosphere around it. And then it's going to cost you a little bit, right? But maybe you have the deckhand or even the captain. Hey, you know what? You guys make quite a bit of tips, right? So, you know, just do this for me because we can keep you guys working more and more and more, right? So it's going to have to be about you guys, not just saying, hey, record this for me, but let them know about the why, the mission, the vision you have for it, why you guys need it. You start throwing that on YouTube, reformat for each of the platforms, and you'll be good. Like we only record one big content, and then we chop it up, right? So don't get too confused that you have to do so much work for each platform. Just focus on the simple task of getting that one video from the guys. And then you guys will build it from there.
Isn't it
Do you
like
have-
30-second
any-
increments? Like Lori, don't you do 30-second increments? Lori does a lot of TikTok videos. So you want to talk about how they're fast?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's something like TikTok is more holistic and kind of they're looking for the first probably 3 seconds is the most important. You know, that's not shock value, but you need to draw in your audience and you know what your story is, and that's what helps get people's attention. You know, because you want them to also be interacting with your TikTok, whether you're there pushing the like button, they're making a comment. It's that all what helps the, I guess they call it the algorithms. I can't say the word.
Algorithm.
And helps to make it get on the For You page to go viral.
Yeah, you guys can even do like how my mom was talking about the mixed drinks, like make a drink and, you know, you can call it like Captain's Friday Night or something like that. And, you know, or the Captain's Corner and you guys are making a drink or showing the boat or something like that because people want to see that. They'll go and look for reviews. And you could even say like, okay, you know, if your passengers, when they're on there, if let's say they make a TikTok, they tag you guys can offer them like, yes, give me a minute, baby. You guys can offer them either like a discount on bait next time or something like that if they tag you. Or you can do a raffle, like, you know, if they so many times tag you in something, you know, you'll pull for a free shirt or, you know, a free charter, something along those lines. I don't know the, you know, monetary value that goes into all that stuff, but just something simple like that. And that way you get your customers interacting with your social media as well, which then builds it up.
Okay, so is that all good information? So Kimberly,
It's gold.
so
If I
Kimberly,
could say one thing.
go ahead, Michael.
Yes, well, thank you guys for inviting me to the call. I took a lot of great information. And if I could just input a couple of things, I feel like, at least from my personal experience, I feel like we cannot downplay social media, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I think it's whatever works for you. I know the gentleman earlier was speaking as far as tracking where you're getting the most interactions from. And I've put out certain products and I've had products sell out. I mean, obviously, maybe not to you guys' magnitude, but you know, if you sell out of something, you sell out of it. I mean, and you sometimes you're able to track down, okay, where am I getting more interactions, views, clicks, whatever it is. Personally, for me, Facebook and Instagram. That's part. I mean, I have over 2,000 Facebook friends. So if I put out one message or one tweet or one whatever, I mean, a lot of eyes are just seeing it at one time. I know you guys talk about the mailing list, and that's cool as well. I wrote that down. That's something I don't have, but I have 2,000, well, maybe about 5,000 followers. So one video gets a bunch of views, almost like putting your own personal commercial out there. So I'm just saying, I mean, it's kind of like whatever works for you.
Yeah, Michael, right? Dude, that's so on point. If you look at what you post on a story, or if you go to your Instagram and you look at your analytics and you see how many eyeballs are looking at your stories, and so that's all free. Those are all free eyeballs. It's just one tactic. You know, I know that our one of our highest converting and efficient channels is YouTube, right? So I know that. So we double down on creating a ton more content for you guys over and over, right? So and a lot of those eyeballs are there free over time. Yeah, it does take the work to record and get comfortable and do content that people want to see. But then after you get through that part, you have people looking at you there, and then you hit them with an email, or you hit them with your Instagram, you hit them with YouTube. You're top of mind, and when it's time for them to get that boat charter, then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Let's go through them, right? So those are all great points.
Mhm. Okay. So Kimberly from
Absolute value.
Absolute Value Marketing. I was gonna say another word like awesome value marketing.
I'll
So
take
thank
that
thank you, Kimberly. She was with us last month and everybody really enjoyed what Kimberly had to say. So I'm just gonna like speed her up. We're talking with Victor. He's talking about how he has grown his business through his marketing online, and which is, I mean, this is the newspaper. The newspaper is the internet. Nobody gets a physical newspaper except, I don't know, maybe Roberto might get one, I don't know. But and I think I probably pick one up once in a while, but this is our newspaper today. So this is the way we advertise, and sometimes people are looking at it like it's, oh, I don't want to put all my whole life on Facebook. Well, this is business. And when you get off that mindset of Instagram and Facebook being personal and understand that it's business and it's serious, then you stop thinking that way. So how many people think that way? Like, oh, you post everything you eat and drink on there. Well, you do that occasionally because then that's, you don't want to be constantly selling. So,
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, I'd like to touch on, I just came in late, so please pardon me for my tardiness.
I'm going to move the
But
light down
I
here.
actually want to take what Meryl said and also touch on what Michael mentioned, which is for his particular business on Facebook, he's got 2,000 followers. And that is because I'm assuming, I don't know what his backstory is, but the assumption is that he has put in the time and the effort to maintain a consistent presence on those channels. And that's why he's able to say that he has 2,000 followers on Facebook, 5,000 followers on his Instagram. It's really about consistency and finding the message that you want to project to those followers. Number one, what I would say is, and you guys may have talked about this already, is being able to determine which audience responds best on which platform. In my experience, Facebook has a tendency to be a little bit older. Instagram has a tendency to be a little bit younger. and is more visual than say a Facebook. Facebook, you can, tell the story in Facebook, but on Instagram, you have to have a slightly different voice. So I applaud Michael on being able to build the audience that he's built on those platforms, and encourage the rest of you guys to understand that yes, your Facebook or your Instagram profiles for your business has nothing to do with where you went on vacation or what you had for dinner. Those you can, I'm going to use a Ghostbusters analogy. If you guys remember, you don't have to cross those streams. Don't cross the streams. You can keep a completely separate personality, because your business is its own personality. You have to think of a business as, this is someone who wants to be Insta famous. Your business, think of it as an individual that wants to be Insta famous, that wants to be Facebook famous. That way, you're going to build out those personalities, figure out who your target audience is for those individual channels, and cultivate them, cultivate those followers. Post often, post frequently. If you feel like, well, I don't have anything new to say something you said before. It's fine. Just find a different way to frame it. So if you don't have the content, and that's the next piece that I would encourage you to really work on, is building out your content, making sure that you've got those pictures of all your products, got pictures of people wearing your products, having people tag you on, their posts where they're somehow linking back to your business. Those are things that you want to start to encourage to build those followers and increase your sales.
Okay, good. Like that. I like that. Does everybody get that? Okay.
Yes. And I, like I said, I agree 1,000%, because I can put out a video and I can track down that I'm getting more views on Facebook than I'm getting on Instagram, or vice versa, or sometimes even on certain days or a certain time of the day. So those are all things that you can track down as well, to where you maximize. When I put out a video on Tuesday mornings, I get more feedback than when I do it on Saturday night, or, whatever. So I agree.
Lori, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. I heard you can track the analytics on Instagram. Can you track that on Facebook?
Yes.
And how, I guess?
Yeah, how?
Well, basically, it's actually very easy, because once you put out the video, Facebook does it for you. Like I can tell that my video had, 300 views. Like it tells you that.
Okay.
And I can look back in another video. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I can see that back then I used to only get 20 something views, and then now I'm getting 300 views. So eventually I'm going to get to 500 views. So it tells you that.
Right. No, I didn't know if there was more like detailed.
Oh no, absolutely. You can definitely get more detailed, which is why now even paying for ads, that's another exposure that I want to implement. But what I'm telling you guys right now, or free, like this is free.
Right.
But if you want to pay to maximize and get more to expose, absolutely you could do that. But everything I mentioned right now is totally free.
Yeah, there's to speak to what Michael's saying, there is a dashboard function within your Facebook page that will open up every single analytic you want to open. It will tell you how many views your video has gotten, how long they watched your video, when they left your video, in addition to your likes, how many likes you've gotten, and they will even, to the degree that they'll kind of give you an idea of these are the type of people, this is what they like, so that you can then go into, if you want to go into a paid campaign and build out a custom audience, you can build out a custom audience, and that leads us into a whole retargeting conversation. But you're able to see exactly beyond just looking at your post and saying this many people liked and this, seeing your actual engagement of comments and things like that. You can actually see what time of day. You'll see the graphs there in that analytics page. And it's all you have to do is when you go into your business page and you look under more, and it'll show you statistics. It's very helpful.
Okay. All right. I'm actually just, Roberto, can you message Karen, because she can't get the view on to see all of us. She only sees the speaker view.
Totally free.
Okay. All right. So that's all been super, super helpful. I think I want to start talking a little bit about what our topic was today, and that is kind of like stalking or finding your competition. And like I said, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm like a queen of snooping, and snooping to me is fun, and I can find out a lot of things. So what I really do is I like to study advertising. I love to watch the commercials on TV because I like to see how people do things, what things that I think are like totally ridiculous, but that they catch on right away, and how that works. Like, how does that work? How does it work when you see something that's really dumb on a commercial, but you can't get it out of your mind? And you think like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. What's that?
Jack from State Farm.
Jack, right,
Jake.
Jake from State Farm. Like when everything he does, and like the girl with the pizza and the butcher,
Oh my
like
gosh.
this guy gets everything. It's really kind of goofy. And then, but like you can't get it out of your mind, and it becomes a cultural phenomenon. Like, how do these like goofy ads become cultural phenomenons? I mean, they're not talking about insurance. They're hinting at it, but they're not talking about it. Or so a couple of my favorites are even you think, okay, the most popular brands, why do they need to advertise? Well, that's why they're popular, because they're still advertising. Like, do you think that Coca-Cola really needs to advertise? You think they're going to go broke if they don't put an ad at the Super Bowl? And we're going to forget about them? Well, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. It's true. You don't buy Diet Right Cola every day because they're not being, it's not being advertised to you. So, right, do you remember Diet Right Cola?
Vaguely.
Right. So these top brands, yeah, they've got the money to do it, but Facebook and Instagram and social media gives us all the opportunity to do it basically for pennies, if not free. So it's something to really take seriously, that we have this opportunity to market this way, whereas days ago you had to pay for an ad in a newspaper, you had to do things that cost money, and we still do. You still do have to do things that cost money, because that's going to take you to the next level. And when we get to that point, you'll know it, that you need to do that. You need to pay somebody to help you with X, Y, and Z.
Así es, así.
And with
Okay.
other marketing ideas and other marketing abilities. So I'm going to take before we get into how the website works, and I'm going to give it like another 15 minutes, because I was very excited about this class today. I think that it is, as like last time, we barely talked about t-shirts. We really talked about business, and that is why we're here. I mean, I'll make the t-shirts for you. You guys have to market it, and you got to take the business seriously, because I take you seriously. You guys are all my partners, and we're all in this, what I like to call a community of success together. And I know that that's how Victor works. That's how Roberto works. That's how Kimberly works. That's how Lori works. I mean, we're all in this together. So that's how Stephanie, I'm teaching Stephanie, my daughter, this way of life. And, and this is how Karen and I met, because we were volunteering for sending supplies to the Abacos. And that's how we became good friends. So I met a nice, caring person. Michael came in as a customer in our store. Tracy, I've known for 1,000 years, and we've gotten into trouble together. So, and she will agree. So, and Kelly, I met her working out. I mean, so we're all a community, and there's more people that are going to be listening to this. I don't know where Trish went, but Trish is the manager and record label for Mickey Free, one of our friend customers. And so everybody here is connected in some way. And this is all really, really good. So okay, anyway, not to go down a hole anyway. So I want to talk about, I actually put something together, and let me try to share my screen here and see if I pulled it up correctly. without Roberto next to me, it's a little bit different. Roberto last month was in Colombia and this month he's in Hollywood. Okay, so I'm kind of growing this this sheet here.
You're
of all-
doing great, Meryl. You're doing great.
Okay, thanks.
Don't worry, Roberto. If she slips, I've got her.
Thanks,
So-
man.
So I'm printing this all out here. This is all the stuff that we have gone over in the past episodes of Apparel Masterminds. And okay, so here we are. These are questions you need to ask yourself. How is your store doing? Or your business doing? What changes do you have to make? What are you doing that is working for you? What can I do better? How did that big sale customer find my store? That's a big one. How did that one mega customer find you? Why are organic sales so important? Actually, somebody had asked me that question. Memento Lori said that she didn't know what that meant by organic sales. And that's big. That's a big question. Why, why, and how should I, shouldn't I, what should I do? And yes, it is all confusing. And Victor kind of unconfused us a little bit in the beginning. So thanks, Victor. Okay, so basically, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. And of course, it's what can you do better? So like Michael got the tip, put that information at the front. They don't want to search. People don't want to search. People want to look and quickly. I mean, we're so ingrained. We got that so fast, to ingrain to, I want it now. I want to see it. I want to do it. This is it. Okay. So first of all, you have to study your competition to learn what your competition is doing. And I don't mean that, Roberta, what was that phrase that we had? If you want to compete with me, you have to copy me. Was that expression?
Yeah, the only way to compete with me is to copy me.
Okay, all right. So
We
So-
use Robin Duplicate.
what's that? What?
In the agencies that I came up in,
Uh-huh.
I first heard this, I worked at MediaCom in New York, and I would hear, oh, we've got to do some R&D. And I'm thinking, oh, research and development. Cool. I love research. And they said, no. Robin Duplicate.
Oh, okay. Robin Duplicate. Okay, I love it.
R&D.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, I love it. All right. I should make a t-shirt that says that, right?
So Burger King does it every day.
Right. Okay. And I will give you a good example of that because I saw it on TV last night, actually. Everybody knows that that commercial, that Liberty Mutual, where everybody is standing in front of the Statue of Liberty. They have it the same spot, the same location, and just different things that they're doing in front of that same location. And so there was one of like kids with the jump rope, and then they get old. We all remember that commercial, right? Okay, so I just saw last night, Allstate had people with a jump rope, but it was the car jumping. So they robbed and duplicated. They took that same vibe and they changed it around a little bit. And
I'll even go deeper.
okay,
So even a deeper dive on, I'll use Allstate, well, I'll use Liberty Mutual, because
Okay.
beyond the Statue of Liberty,
mhm.
they also have Limu Emu.
Oh, yeah, right,
Limu
yeah.
Emu, he's got and Doug. So beyond that, if you think about it, that was actually the format of having different types of funny commercials actually came from Geico.
Mhm, right.
So you've got the Geico Gecko, you had the cavemen, and then you had sort of where they would put something, Hump Day with the camel.
right.
That's all Geico.
Right.
Progressive does the same thing. So they've even gone deeper rather than even copying the commercials itself or the concept of the commercials themselves. They've copied the structure, the framework, where we're going to have 3 different types that are going to appeal to 3 different types of senses of humor. And we're going to attack it in that way. So they've taken sort of like this mold that Geico set and have expanded it. So now all of the insurance companies have this same sort of format.
Right.
So
Right.
that's even a deeper dive on the commercials themselves, where they've said this framework really works for Geico.
Right.
So
right.
let's take that framework.
Right. It'd be interesting if they were actually all using the same ad agency. That would really be kind of interesting. or they were all owned by the same company.
That would-
Right, right, right,
That
right,
would be,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, when I found out years ago that in the mall, that Victoria's Secret and the Limited and
All
the
same
shoe, they're all
company.
owned by the same company. Yeah, it's all really the same company. So I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Okay, so yeah, studying your competition. So how do you study your competition and learn from them? Well, it's super easy. You go on the internet and you look, and I am going to show you something. I actually had done a little bit of snooping myself for UMAC, but Tamika's not on right now. And so I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to have to share this with her a little bit later. So okay, here, let me go here. All right, what I'm going to show you is, so UMAC is one of our stores, and let me show you guys UMAC. Where is he? I think it's UAMAK. I'm sorry. UA. Okay, here we are. And UMAC, if you guys don't know, is a young man in Portland, Oregon, that had a stroke at a young age, and he uses his artwork as his therapy. And here's his store, and here's his artwork. And all of these pieces have a special meaning to him, and something that's very special that he worked on. He has sayings with some of them, and he's selling his artwork on these t-shirts, and he's selling them. Okay, so my idea for UMAC was now he's in Portland, Oregon. So stalking his competition is really where you find your customers. So wait, let me go back to my screen here. Okay, so what I did for him was I Googled the art scene in Portland, because who would buy his stuff? First of all, let's go back to that word organic. So organically, I'm going to tell Lori, Lori's going to tell Kimberly, Kimberly's going to tell somebody. That's organic sales. That's who's going to tell who. That is actually your best sale, because the person who's going to buy from you is not going to be your cousin, your friend, your neighbor. It's going to be somebody else that you don't know. And that's what you want, because there's this thing is called like the 100th monkey, and you just keep on going and going and going. So who buys artwork in Portland? Let me admit. Okay, Victor, you back? Okay, so who buys artwork in Portland, Oregon? Well, Portland, Oregon has a freaking awesome art scene. Now, I didn't know this because I didn't check it out before. I was like, wow, they have an amazing cultural scene down there. They even have a benefactor who, I think his last name was Woolworth, which is probably from the old Woolworth chain, like old money, who has a building, who rents out the studios for practically nickels to artists, so that they can create, which is like, that's wonderful. That's really, really wonderful. And they have events, and they have pop-ups, and they have gallery showings, and it is actually huge there, and it's embraced there. And I guess it's kind of like a little bit of a California kind of a vibe. So what a great place for him to start to get in touch with is the cultural arena in Portland, Oregon. And if you go onto some of these Facebook pages or some of these websites, and then go onto their Instagram pages and their Facebook pages, you can kind of see who is supporting these people. So he's not going to really be stalking the other artist, but it's the people that support that artist. And oddly enough, he may know some of them. So I kind of did that myself for Make It Tea Online, and I went on to Cafe Press's Facebook page. And Facebook popped up and showed me how many mutual friends were there. Roberto, you were one of them. And actually I found, and I wrote it down here, I have a list here. I have a list here of people that are mutual friends with Cafe Press and me. So that's pretty cool. So I have like 20 people that I could reach out to have them to go like Make It Tea Online's Facebook page, which I did. And when I did that, everybody liked it because they know me, and obviously they have gone to Cafe Press, which is a competitor, and which is a big competitor, and that was great. So now I might get some more sales because I took about a half an hour's worth of time, and I just went in and delved in and delved in and delved in and peeked and looked, and that's what I found. So I also found something for Lori as well. So here's a little bit. Oh, wait, before I tell you about Lori. Okay, so when I was searching this thing about Portland, I found this girl, Explorer Sue. And Explorer Sue, she says, the Portland street art scene, you have to see it to believe it. And yeah, she is right. Explorer Sue is right. I was truly blown away by everything I saw. Well, Explorer Sue, she also has a website, and she also writes blogs, and she also talks about things. So this is somebody that UMac or Amari and Tamika could reach out to and say, hey, I'm having a show, or I'm having, here's my website. Come talk about me, because she writes blogs. She does travel, and she goes around, and she is looking for content. People like her are looking for content. They're looking for things to write about, things to talk about. So looking for people that blog, people that write, offer her a free t-shirt, give her a coupon. I'd be more than happy to give you a coupon code to go on to your store, buy something, then have somebody else write about it. And that is organic sales. And that is the best way to do it. Does it take a little time in the research? It does, but it's worth it. And it's not something that, that's going to take really that long. You spend an hour doing it and you do it. And it's really kind of cool. Okay. So, oh, this is something that I really wanted to get into, that I had Roberto do some research on. But before we go into this, let me just tell Lori what I Googled this morning or last night for Lori, local nonprofits. What are local nonprofits? So Lori has a reach in Broward County, and she also reaches out across the whole entire country. Lori also has celebrities that have worn her Make Our School Safe, done ads for her, done public service announcements for her. She has the actors on the TV show SWAT doing public service announcements for her. She's had comedians that have gone on to Facebook and done PSAs for her as well. So she's reaching out. She's really reaching out all across the whole country, and people are more than happy, love her, but she's still trying to promote Make Our School Safe. So I just Googled local nonprofits, and there's a website called greatnonprofits.org. And I didn't see Make Our School Safe on there. So that was took me 2 seconds to do. So what she needs to do is just go to greatnonprofits.org and add her nonprofit there. And you see there's a write-up there, and people have videos. I saw some local ones in Jacob's Shoes, which is a popular nonprofit in this area, maybe across the nation, I don't know, but Food for the Poor is on there, and there's a list, and there's even a list by category of what the nonprofit stands for, and but that took me 2 seconds to do. So that could get her more traction on Make Our School Safe as well. Something that was so easy, that took a very short amount of time.
Done. Thank you,
Done?
Meryl.
Okay. She did it. Okay. Lori's quick. I see that Joe just entered. Hey, Joe, how are you? We thought you were coming into the shop today to Zoom with us. So, okay, all right. So now we found these two stores. One is called the Mayfair Group. And then I don't know if I told Roberto about Love Stoned, but I told him about the Mayfair Group and Mad Happy. These are apparel stores. And we got word that these are like the primo stores that the teens are shopping at. Okay, well, these teens have a lot of mommy and daddy's money. And so, and so we want to know how they got to where they are. What are their numbers? Is it just hearsay? Roberto, what did you find out about these websites? And I'm gonna see if you can see these websites also. So, okay. Roberto.
All right. So if you can open the two links that I sent you, or I can actually share my screen, that'll be useful.
Okay, all right.
I
Let
can
me,
go over.
okay, let me do share. Okay, wait a second. I have to make you,
You're gonna stop your own share?
okay, stop my own share, new share.
Red, no, no,
What?
go
Wait.
down, the red button,
Okay, wait,
nope. Red
stop
button.
share.
Yeah,
Okay,
your
stop share. Okay,
And then share screen.
share screen.
Hold on.
No, don't I have to make him a,
No, Roberto needs to request.
oh, I don't, oh, Roberto, you need to request to share the screen?
No, it says host disabled participant screen sharing. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
It should be, go under your share screen again,
Okay,
advanced sharing, multiple, yeah.
okay, here we
Try
go.
that one.
Okay,
And see if he's able to do it.
okay, can you share the screen now?
Now I can.
Okay,
All right. So can you see it now?
Yep.
All right. So there's one website that is pretty great that we use all the time. Similarweb.com. And SimilarWeb, what it does is a website that gathers a lot of information from any website on the web, really, right? So what I did is I just did the search. So Mad Happy, right? And it gives you a lot of information about your competitor, right? It gives you the rank, how they're ranking as far as worldwide. Their website number 300,994, right? Within the United States and within the category. So under category, they're under lifestyle, fashion and apparel, and they're actually pretty good. They're 2,800, okay, among thousands of and hundreds of thousands of websites. So when you start going down, and obviously this is what we can get as a free user, so anybody can use this. Okay, if you want more details or you want much greater reports, then you have to subscribe. But as a free user, this is what you get, which is very thorough, and it opens your eyes to a lot of things. So you can actually see the type of traffic they're getting. They're getting about 95,000 visits a month.
Ah.
Okay, the average visit is about 1.5 minutes. Okay, every user visits about 4.5 pages on average, and the bounce rate is 27. For a e-commerce site, is great. 27% for any site, really. 27% is amazing. Okay, an average is between 30 and 40. Okay, unfortunately, yeah, most websites, people go and bounce back, but 27% tells me that they're paying extreme amount of attention to the user journey, the flow, and the positioning of everything, so people don't just get bored or don't find what they're looking for, right? And they just bounce back to Google or out. It also gives you a breakdown of where the traffic is coming. So not 100% of the traffic is actually from US, okay, which it would tell you something about their marketing strategies and the traffic, but one thing that the breakdown on traffic, 52% is actually direct traffic. So this is an indication that they're doing a lot of advertising because people are typing in their domain to get to the website. They're not clicking from anywhere on the web to get to the website. So if you print, magationline.com everywhere and people just see it and remember and they go, so probably they have a lot of catalogs, they have print material that they distribute, they have TV commercials, they have commercials where the person can click and get to the website. That's a big majority of the traffic, all right, 52%. Referrals is whatever you distribute your link, right? So news articles, directories, and every kind of other website that points back to your website, that's only 2%. So, and search is 34. So the second biggest traffic source is their SEO, their search engine optimization. Social, and don't get discouraged because it's always a small percentage, but that doesn't mean that they don't convert, right? Because most likely social traffic is people that already know them and they follow them. So that's a much higher conversion rate than just somebody that finds them for first time on Google, right? So, and as Victor can tell you, right? If you're doing retargeting, that's your highest conversion rate because these are people that went to your website more than one time, right? So, and mail, right? Don't get discouraged again because that's 0.8%. I mean, that's not even 1%, okay? And display, that tells me that they're doing retargeting as well. So they have 0.03, which is not even 1.5%. Okay, so I mean, this is very strong because sometimes expectations about what you need to be doing and what moves the needle for you, you only concentrate on one thing and you put all your efforts into just social. I mean, this is a mix of things that are happening, right? So, and obviously this is a much bigger company and they have, an X amount of money for budget and they have teams working on this, but this is just as a reference point, right? To know where they're bringing their traffic. Now, one of the things that I always use for this website is finding out what actually refers traffic to them. Okay, what other websites are actually linking and bringing traffic to their website. So you can actually see that and this list, and obviously if you have the paid version, you can get more. But this one, you can visit each of these websites and see if it's something that you can actually blog on, right? Remember,
Good info.
Meryl, we were talking about where can Lori put the guest post. This is a great way to find those blogs, okay? Because they might talk about apparel, they might talk about something, or if she looking at a competitor website, then she can actually use this, and you just have to visit each of these and find if there's an opportunity for you to open an account, if it's a blog, if you can actually reach out to the people that are on these websites, or if they have advertisement spots, you can put an ad there.
Okay, so you
Okay.
go to the site and you put in a website and then this information
Yeah.
comes up. Is that okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
And
okay,
anybody can use this because it's free. Okay.
Okay.
Now they do have like a limit on how many times you can use it a day. So if you're planning to do deep research and find hundreds of competitors, they might block you after 10 searches or 5 searches. So just be mindful of that. But if you do it, 15 minutes a day and you do 3 people, 3 competitors a day, then you find a lot of information.
Mhm.
Okay. Now on the search side, it also gives you like their stronger keywords. So for this particular search or for this particular competitor, the one that brings more traffic is because of their name, branding. So, and that actually correlates strong to the search. I mean, to the direct traffic because they're paying a lot of offline advertisement. So people know them, okay? So if people know them, the second correlation would be that they're looking them by their name rather than, or they're finding them by their name rather than the product they sell. So they're doing a lot of advertising for the name, okay? And then social, same thing, a breakdown. They're putting out of the 8% of traffic, the majority of their efforts are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and Tumblr. So this also for you as a way to, where should I focus more, right? And find out what is it that you can do first, go to the biggest competitor and see what they're doing that is moving the needle for them and start there, you know? If you think Facebook is the biggest, I should actually start on Instagram because that's what moves more for this brand. And if it's a direct competitor of mine, I would want to be where they are, you know? Or if you're only doing Facebook, then continue doing Facebook, but also put a lot of effort on Instagram. So that's also direct advertisement, there's a hit and miss.
Wait,
They don't do a
Roberta,
lot.
Lori has a question.
Go
I
ahead.
have a question regarding that. So do you recommend, if you have the same content, to cross post that from Facebook or Instagram, or do you recommend it to be different content on Facebook and Instagram?
Okay. In reality, not everybody's going to see everything that you post, right? So, and even if they see it once, even if they see it on their Facebook and their Instagram, it wouldn't hurt. But if you do only that, then it's going to hurt you at the long time, at the long run. So because of, even on the same platform, Facebook itself, right? It would be something different that you post on, you would have to have images, videos, and live feed for your stories, right? So you would want, like what Victor was saying, the most important thing is to get the video and then break it down into different types of posts that you can create, and then those you publish into Instagram, Facebook, your Pinterest page, because images are going to be images. I mean, the same image you can actually publish on all three, but then your stories, you might want to do a live on Facebook and save it as a story, or you might want to do a short video that you publish on all three as your story, right? So the short answer is yes, do it. The long answer is yes, plan it, and just make sure, like Victor said, just get that footage and start breaking it into something that you can use it, because out of one video, you can do a whole month of things. And in social media, you don't have to have everything new all the time. You can actually reuse something that you used 3 months ago. So if you're posting once a week because you're just creating new content, by the second month, now you're posting twice a week. Because even if I saw it, doesn't mean that I would mind seeing it again, because probably I missed it, or I saw it for 2 seconds, and coming next month, I'm gonna see it again. I wouldn't mind,
But
So
to clarify though, it would be better to have different things on the platforms than the same thing. Like the
only,
yeah.
only if the messaging is gonna be different, right? Because here's the thing. No, only if the medium is gonna be different. So obviously something that you're gonna do on a video is not gonna work on an image, right? So I'd rather have an image that is more stylish versus a YouTube video that is more, engagement, right? So I wouldn't just put a picture of my YouTube video into Facebook per se, but yeah, or a podcast, or create, like many of the people, they do the mistake of getting the audio from the YouTube into a podcast. And that's a big mistake, because when you're doing a video, there's a lot of things that you reference visually that when you're listening to a podcast, you actually doesn't make sense because you're not seeing it, right? And then, but because it's a whole different visual, it's a whole different medium, right? So if you're doing a video and you want to take screenshots of that and publish it on Facebook, I would be very mindful, right? Unless you're promoting the video as an image, like click here to watch the interview, and then you can take them to the video, or this is the interview that we did with so and so, and just maybe create a little story that you can put on your Facebook. So it depends on the medium. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I could add to that, if I could share exactly what we do on that. So we'll create we'll shoot one video. Let's say we call it a long form. Let's say it's 30, 45 minutes. And then we will cut different versions of that content. So it's the same content, we do that once. And then we'll cut it differently for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. And then we will post it in a scattered format, right? So we have a posting calendar that kind of goes like you have the similar content, but it gets posted in a different week to the different medium, right? So we will use the same one and we'll cut it differently. So if you guys aren't following our pages, go to at Omniprint International pretty much everywhere, and you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to
You'll see a different version of the video on a story. You'll see it on a feed. You'll see it on LinkedIn. You'll see it on YouTube. And we're doing all of that by just doing a different edit, right? So at the beginning, it's a lot, right? So we have a team now that's doing it. So you know, the main thing is to put something out there on a regular basis at the beginning, and then you can start like doing I would say a tighter strategy, and then keep posting it. Most like he's absolutely 100%. Most people don't see your stuff anyway, so always assume they didn't see it. Like I literally post the same stuff, and then you get different reactions. So, but on a way we do it, it's a slightly different edit for each of the platforms, so that it can make sense there, but same content.
And it's also extremely informational what you post, Victor. So you're targeting your market, like you're honing in directly to me when you're talking. And that is so important also in what you're saying. So timing it, putting it out there, recording it, and what you're saying is important. So every time I see you, I was like, okay, I want to hear what you have to say because I know it's going to benefit me. So I listen.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, just about printing, you know, and that's why like you guys can do any sorts of content. I mean, even like my page, if you guys aren't following me, it's at Victor_H_Peña. I'll put it on here. But literally you guys can see what I post. It's literally, you know, stuff that inspires people. That's kind of my persona. You know, creators, I post about the business, and then I post about my dog and my family, right? So that you'll see like nonstop, that's what I'm doing, but it's to appeal to these creators, right? So I have a strategy behind it, and then you'll see swipe ups every once in a while where I'm sending someone to somewhere. So it just, you'll start getting comfortable once you start, right? A couple of years ago, I only had 2 followers, my mom and my wife. You know?
We all do.
Yeah, you gotta start there, you know.
Yes, I agree. Let me share with you guys, and especially with Lori. When you do shoot a video, like Victor was saying, when you start producing content, like this is a project that we're working on, where we tell the designer, okay, these are the pieces that you're gonna make that content on, right? So so we divide it by social, LinkedIn, YouTube. So this is just for social media, obviously, but we give them like the mini video, something in writing, and then the actual piece, right? And we tell them the sizes exactly that they're gonna make it. And so it's very easy to get that video that you're shooting and then resize it and just create, like, out of one, you can create 20 different pieces that you can use and just put on your schedule. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of work actually getting the video getting created. Then you can use the same and we actually work with templates, right? We use the same size for all the settings. I mean, for all the postings, right? For the different social media, we have different sizes, and then we just change the format every time. And we create 20 different pieces that we can use in a month worth. So, and then coming next month, now we have 20 pieces from the month before and 20 more pieces. Then within 3 months, we can just put it on a schedule to repeat every so often, and you don't have to concentrate so much. Now you can concentrate on the live stories and the going live, because everything else is already pre-done for you. You know, I mean, you spend a lot of time creating those pieces. So it's always great. Okay, so moving along with this, like, this is a world of information, and for some of you might be like overwhelming, but it goes into a lot of details, and it goes into details that you can actually, otherwise you wouldn't known or have guessed. And the thing with advertisement, right, and everything really, most people go what is best practices, and I think you have to be more specific, right? Like I'm specialist on SEO, and a lot of things on SEO, what happened last week. Now they're moving, and you know, rankings are actually now done every hour on the hour. So people don't know that, and things move a lot faster than people think. So when you get a report out of a competitor, this is that, not the niche or the industry. This is that competitor report. And something that I want to share with you, you know, just print it up, print it as a PDF. Oh, you need to have before they actually allow you to do just a quick printout. But anyways, but you can always go ahead and save this into a spreadsheet. I always use a spreadsheet. And even if you open just a Word document and save them and put competitors analysis and just start adding links to it, you know, and maybe screenshots, then that's what you use, you know, and you use it for reference and for inspiration. So another thing that you can see is the audience here, how crazy this is, you know, and if you're doing Facebook ads, this is actually what you should be focusing on, you know, for your targeting. Now, I know Victor focuses more on retargeting, but if you're doing ads just focusing into the audience of Facebook and you literally don't have a clue who to target, then you can use this as an inspiration because this is the audience characteristics for that competitor, right? So, and then people who visited that website also visited this website. So you have competitors, right? And this is something really nice because, you know what we know, and there might be competitors here that you didn't even heard of that you might want to take a look at and open up your, you know, your knowledge about this industry and why are they competitors, why they use, what's the messaging, and you can do like a very insane deep down analysis on the industry that you want to get into or you want to just continue in, right? Mobile applications, that usually doesn't have a lot. And then, of course, they're trying to sell you the service, you know, because they just gave you so much value that you're like, if you use it on a day-to-day, I know at the agency, we had the pro version, which is not inexpensive. It's actually very expensive. And actually you have to talk to a consultant because I think it's hundreds of dollars a month. So, but unless you're an agency, you don't really need to buy it because they give you a lot on the free end. Okay. And it's a great tool and we use it for years and it's amazing. So I recommend you guys to use it. Oh, and the crazy thing is that you can get another competitor, right? And this you can put compared to, and they give you the competitor, sorry. Okay. Or you can look for the one that you want. So let's say this one.
You know, what's interesting, Roberto, is these two companies that I asked you to research, Mad Happy had the Mayfair Group in there similar. So that was interesting.
But then now in one report, you're gonna see what the main difference are, and you're also gonna find the similarities, right? So guess what? The biggest group is in search, and the second is direct. So one is spending a lot more on offline advertisement, and the other one is spending a lot more on search engine optimization. But their social are very similar. I mean, in range rather than percentages, because you know one is almost twice the other one. But if you see this, right, you know that most of the companies on this are actually spending about the same efforts on all the 6 different channels. Okay. And they give you a lot less information when you do a comparison than when you do an individual. But I did the individual, so here it is. And it gives you you know, like right now, they just lost 49% of the traffic. Why was that? Was it because of COVID? So when you see your website that lost 49% of your traffic, that actually does happen. Okay. So in United States, they lost 25%. Canada, they went up. So you can even see where they're actually spending more efforts onto gaining traffic, right? And then here's the other thing that I didn't mention. As you can tell what websites are bringing traffic to their website, you can see what they're driving traffic to. Okay, so they have a shop, I guess is their e-commerce site. They're driving traffic to Instagram, so I guess they share posts on their website, so they drive traffic to Instagram. And Grammarly, funny enough, I guess they might be a an affiliate for Grammarly, who knows? Maybe they monetize the traffic on that way. So good for them. But then you can also have the breakdown. So here, right? This is branding, 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 but this is a product. So you know that the 3% of the traffic is actually a product they provide on their website. And I guess they're putting a lot of effort into monetizing this through search engines. Okay. And here, this company does have a paid advertising media, which is 43% of their search. So let's see. Yeah, so this one, the reason why is it has a lot more search traffic is because they're spending a great amount of money into bringing traffic through search engine paid. Okay. And they're paying on, obviously it's always a good strategy to pay for your own name, because you will always want to be on top of everybody so nobody can outbid you. But also they're spending money into bringing people for their products directly. So in social, similar, right? They have Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. The other one, I think, was Facebook, the second one. So this one are putting more efforts into bringing through image sharing social medias, right? Like Instagram and Pinterest, not so much Facebook. Advertisement, display advertising, which are, banner ads, they don't have. And then I'm sure if we compare this one with the other one are going to be very similar. Okay. And then people who visit this website also visit this website, and then the competitor list that I think, and here, like Mad Happy is one of the competitors. So with that, that's the resource that I wanted to share with you guys. And believe me, it takes, like Meryl mentioned, it takes hours. You can go deep into research and spend hours. So I always recommend, like, take it one step at a time. If you really want to research something and you want to research competitors and you want to, just start, open a notepad, open Excel, open WordPress, and put all your findings there, because it's not only good to have it in your head, it's always good to have it in paper in front of you. If you want to print it and give it to your team and say, this is what people are doing, if you have directors, if you have partners, it's always good for them to know what you know, and for you to brainstorm the direction that you need to take, so, and we do that all the time, like for our customers. When I used to be in the agency, I mean, this is what you think about your industry, this is what we find out about your industry. And many times we were very on cue, but many more times we told them things that they didn't even know. And these were people that, they really knew their industry, but people know what they know, so.
Right. And people can only do certain amount of work. They need to bring other people on. They need to hire somebody possibly to do some of this work for them. And, it goes back to, investing in your business, investing in yourself, and investing in what you're doing. And that separates the people that do something as a hobby and the people that are successful in what they do. Right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let me stop sharing my screen. I
Okay.
hope I don't end the thing if I stop my share.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. See, if
Okay.
you were here sitting next to me, Roberto, you would be able to. do
All right,
it.
there we go.
Next month. Okay.
We went over that hump. All right, cool.
Okay. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Roberto? No questions. No questions for Roberto. Okay. All right. So,
I had a question. Sorry about that, Mira.
okay, again.
So Roberto, with the direct, I know you had the graph on there. The part that says direct, could you explain a little bit more? Is it like more direct as far as like direct sales, or like you said, like direct search? Like,
No. So basically, in analytics, okay, you have the sources, right, which are your mediums, but is how do you identify where they came from, right? So anybody who comes from Facebook, right, so that found your link on Facebook and click on Facebook, goes to your website, is going to be identified as a social media traffic, right? Anybody who finds you on another website other than a social media, is going to come as a referral, because that website has a link, the people link, Another website has the link to your website that they click and they come to your website. So they're referring traffic to you. The direct traffic, it's only people that typed in your name into the browser. So that's a direct hit. They didn't come by clicking anywhere else. They actually just open the browser, put megatonline.com, and they arrive to the website. So analytics doesn't actually know or cannot track where they came from. Now, have in mind also, some websites, and especially now with all the privacy and blah, 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 right? They track the source, they block. They don't want other websites to know that they're referring traffic, or they have links on their website. So the direct traffic, a very slim percentage of that is going to be those websites. But everybody else does it. They don't really care, and they just let everybody track where the traffic came from, right? So, and that's how these companies, they know, you know. And it's funny because there's other websites that are even more intricate than the one that I show you, that I can, without me having access to their analytics, I can see the breakdown of their analytics as it's happening. And that's just, I mean, that's just creepy sometimes, because without me having the access to the analytics, which is something that only the administrator would have, I can see exactly what pages were visited, where they came from, and all the data that analytics gives you. That is amazing, but you just have it, you know. And but then you're going to spend a lot of money into these tools, but you would only do it when you really like want to find out the breakdown of everything they do.
Roberto, Kimberly just asked about putting pixels on the Deco Network stores.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, of course.
yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mike. That was a good question. Thank you. Okay, does anybody else have anything to
Give
ask
me 1 second. I need to
Roberto?
close my window because the rain has started.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, our bad weather here. Does anybody else have any questions for Roberto or for Victor before I get into the web stores? Kimberly, do you want to say anything else about adding the pixels? Tell everybody what the pixels will help.
Right,
do.
so I guess the first question would be is just to make sure that everyone understands, other than the professionals on the call right now, if everyone understands what the pixel is. And just to let you know that that is that piece of code that you're able to add to your website that enables the tracking to occur, so that you can tell where this traffic is coming from, and that is going to help you identify exactly where those sources of traffic originate. If they originate from your website or if they originate from some other site, having that tracking pixel is going to enable you to tell exactly what it is, so that you can get that data from your analytics that will guide you into your next step of planning for your store.
So if I get that data and I don't know what to do with it, what do we do?
You call me, you call Roberto, you call Victor,
Right.
you call one of us, and we'll be able to help you sort of untangle it.
Yeah.
But what you want to do first is always, and this is one of the things that I really like about Google, for example, is they have amazing training programs. So if you have the time to be able to spend an hour or so a day just going into one of the Google trainings, they'll teach you how to read the analytics to be able to apply it to your own marketing efforts. You want to know where your traffic is coming from. In both of the examples that Roberto showed us from Mad Happy and Mayfair was, and what I thought was really interesting is more than 50% of their referral traffic came from Instagram. I think one was at 47% and one was at 49%, I believe, if I'm remembering the numbers off the top of my head. That tells me that both of these have a younger audience, and I need to be focusing more of my efforts on Instagram, versus I believe it was Mayfair Group, only 12% of their activity came from Facebook, which tells me that they're not even really spending a lot of time to backlink from their Instagram posts onto Facebook. They're not even clicking because if you've ever posted on Instagram, it gives you an option to also post on Facebook.
Right.
That tells me that whoever is posting their social media in Instagram, they're starting with Instagram, they're staying with Instagram, and every so often, and I'm making up numbers, let's just say it's once a week or maybe twice a week, they're actually spending the time to maybe put it on Facebook, or their audience is so young that they're not even on Facebook at all.
Right, right.
So
right.
those are the things that I'm learning by looking, just glancing at the numbers to say,
Mhm.
okay. And Lori said something really great while Roberto was talking. She's like, oh my gosh, this is like a lot of time.
Yeah.
This could be all day. Yes, it
Uh-huh.
really could. And that's why looking at these analytics is important, because it's going to tell you where's your time waster.
Mhm.
So for Mayfair, my time waster is going to probably be Facebook. I'm not going to spend as much time or energy there. Whereas the bulk of my traffic
Mhm.
and probably my sales is coming from Instagram. So those are the sorts of things that you're going to learn looking at your analytics. Like, where do I need to shift the balance of my effort?
Mhm.
And then, of course, if you want to expand your product line, then you want to re-examine, who is this product line? Who am I targeting? Who's important for me to look at? And then say, you know what, those, who I'm targeting might be more of a Facebook user. And then you want to test. And one of the things that's super important, and I actually just gave a couple of talks with the city of Miramar on this very thing, which was building out the business plan and building out your marketing plans. These efforts are not static efforts. You always want to go back and consistently, number one, always be testing.
Mhm.
Always test your audiences to find out what they're going to respond to versus what they don't respond to as much. So sometimes that's just in those little hairline differences of they prefer red over blue.
Mhm.
But those are the things that matter.
Mhm.
And those are the things that you want to make those adjustments for.
Mhm.
So it's always about going back and checking and seeing what's happening and continue snooping.
Yeah, right.
Because even though you might have done this initial research as to who your competitors are always changing the game, especially as Roberto said, if you're looking at those big guys,
Mhm.
they're consistently changing the game because they have the resources
Right,
to
right.
consistently be doing the research and finding out who these new people are and what are they going to like next,
Mhm.
and how much more money can we put towards testing.
Mhm.
So you always want to be checking what's your competitor doing. So the snooping never stops.
Right, right.
The
right,
stalking
right.
never stops. The
right.
snooping never stops.
Ever.
These are things that you literally have to, carve out your time in the day
Mhm.
and become your competitor's best customer.
Right, right, right.
And
right.
that's what I tell my
Right.
clients all the time. Become your competitor's best customer,
Mhm.
because they are absolutely going to help inform you
Mhm.
of the next thing you need to be doing.
Right, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. They're up on those trends. Yeah. they're
One
definitely-
thing that I wanted to add is something powerful, because obviously we see the data that we just saw, right? The source of the traffic. But when you match that on your own analytics to the sales, that's when it becomes powerful. Because not just by me saying that, okay, Facebook might be down versus Instagram, hey, they might have triple percentage closer on Facebook traffic attack. So, but at least it gives us an idea, a reference point, how the big guys are doing and what they're doing. And I guess if you compare that month after month, so if you revisit one competitor after month and you see a slight increase or a big increase on, now they're focusing on to Instagram instead of Facebook, and they move. So that's where it becomes like really interesting, because now you know that, okay, they took a decision to move money on advertisement, or their advertisement teams are moving more into social, into Facebook, because it's producing more for them, right? So obviously you have your businesses and it's going to be a long term. So if you visit one time, then in 6 months, 3 months, visit it again, and 6 months, visit it again, and always be like on top of your bigger competitors, you're actually going to see some of the strategies why they do it, because we don't get to see the data, we don't get to see the financials, but obviously they are going to put more efforts wherever they're producing more, right? So
Right. I mean, I'm probably one of the most busiest people that I know, and yet I still will take the time because it's important to me. Number one, it's important to me to do certain things. You know, like besides eating and sleeping, but and working out. But if it's something you care about, something that's important to you, you take the time. So I'll do the research, I'll sit and I'll read, I'll sit and I'll snoop, I'll learn and learn and learn, and then try to implement something. And as Stephanie will tell you, like almost every single day I come in, I'm like, I got a great idea. And why? It's because something, it didn't just pop in my head, it's something that I saw, something that I liked. And if I like it, that means other people like it as well. And if I can connect with 20 or 10 people a day, and then that person organically tells that next person, that person tells another person, then it was worth the hour or the, you know, the 2 o'clock in the morning that I'm up and can't sleep and I research. You know, this is good. And it's actually, it's healthy for you too, because it's good for your brain to keep on learning and keep on growing and not stopping. So you're not only doing something good for your business, you're doing something good for your health as well, and to keep your mind going. And so, yeah, that's my soapbox right there. Wow, we have like 20 minutes left. I can't believe this is, you know, again, we like didn't even talk about apparel too much, or t-shirts or your web stores or anything, but this is so important. This is the first step before having a business. This is stuff that you learn in school. But they don't really teach you the real things. And let me see, I'm going to share my screen here, because something that you guys said before, and I just want you to know that, you know, that, wait, Kelly, I don't know if you were here when we went over this about the art scene, but wait, let me go back here. Okay, and, well, I guess I didn't save it there. Oh, okay, here it is. You are not alone. Okay, you're not alone, because you have all of us here with you. Everybody here on this call, even people that you haven't met yet in person, we're all here to get this done, to do this, to print, to produce, to help you market, to give you information, to be a resource for you. And so we are all here because we can't do this alone. And that expression stronger together is really true. And so that's kind of how I feel. And I want you all to know, even people that are going to be watching this afterwards on YouTube, you're not alone. You're not alone if you're working with us, because we're all trying to help promote each other, because we need to. This world is really messed up and we need to all do this together. So I'm happy that everybody is here with us. Okay, I'm going to, does anybody else, before I'm going to do like 15 minutes, Karen, are you able to unmute? Because I know, Karen, you had some good questions about the website. Let me see if you are.
Meryl,
Yes.
Before you guys move on, I actually wanted to let you guys know, I posted my info. If you guys want to ever send me a DM or have any questions on here, just let me know, and then we'll help you guys. Also, I just remembered, so we did a marketing mastermind. You know, I'm not sure if any of you guys attended our Creators Business Bootcamp. So we had like some of these crazy speakers, Damon John. I think Meryl talked to him.
Yep.
Jesse Itzler, some of these guys. But the point is, a fallout from that is people wanted to know more about marketing. So we did a paid mastermind that was a day mastermind. It was like $5,000 that people paid, so that we can help them one-on-one. And we did a recording of that. I'm gonna post it on here. You guys should scoop that up, because it goes through a lot of this stuff. I think I forgot what it was. I think we put it on there for like $200, something like that. But I'm gonna put the link on here, because I think it's something that if you guys are serious about learning about your marketing, expanding that, some of these things that we talked about today, and I just remembered a lot of this stuff we went through in this mastermind, and people pay a ton of money for it. So I put the page on there for you guys, and just feel free to reach out anytime. We do a lot of this stuff as a machine manufacturer, people always say, hey, why are you guys doing so much stuff about business and marketing? But the reality is, if our mission is to empower business owners to grow and thrive with print on demand, then it's my responsibility to do more, especially since I had to learn, right? I had to learn it from zero with no budget. We all start there. So I'm always responding to DMs. So I'm always here for you guys.
That's great, Victor. That's awesome. Thank you so much. It's extremely valuable. Yes, extremely valuable. People paid, I paid. And I actually spoke at one of your creators.
Yep.
It was about a year and a half ago, and it was very exciting. And there was a lot of people. So I think it was like my first time doing that. And I was kind of nervous. I sat there waiting for my turn, and it was great. I think it was with women in business that you had like a certain segment, but Victor's courses, they go all day long, and you don't even want to get up and go to the bathroom. They're very exciting. I don't know how he does it, but he keeps me really like, okay, you don't want to miss anything. And yeah, I got to speak. He's got some high hitters on his, that he has in his repertoire of buddies. And I did get to talk to Damon. Roberto I think was with me at the time, and we both watched it together, and that was great, and participating. And yeah, and he's got a great story of his story of coming up and how he marketed and how he was out there. But he didn't just sit and wait for things to happen. He went out there and went out to that magic show in Las Vegas and came back and took his shirts and kind of like, he did a little stalking himself. He went to all of the recordings that all the hip hop artists were making in the city, and he would give them a t-shirt to wear. And he had like the same t-shirt, and they were in the same video. Then he'd take the t-shirt back, and then he would go to another one. And that's one of his ways that he did that. It was a great story. I loved it. I love listening to him.
One of the first generation FUBU shirts.
You did? Do you
Yeah.
still have it? Oh no! Oh no!
You know, it's crazy. I had to pull every favor in the planet to try to get, you know, in front of Damon. I finally did, but stay there. There's some cool stuff coming with those guys again. So
Oh, good.
yeah, just follow me. I'll make sure to be posting that stuff. But yeah, somebody that's been, you know, that sold so many T-shirts, and they started out of the trunk of their car, hustling. His mom let him borrow money, you know, right? So like a lot of us resonate with him. So that's why it's a powerful kind of mentor for all of us here.
So Victor, I don't know if you heard me saying to Meryl just then that I actually bought one of the first FUBU shirts when they were still selling out of the trunk of their car.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah, I have one of the first ones, and Meryl was asking if I still had it, and I said no.
You don't have it, man.
That is, believe me, I would. It's very, very dated. It was, you know, looking back on it, even 5 years later, it wasn't cute. But
Yeah,
great to
they
5
would
years
love
later
to see
be
that.
part of the story.
Uh-huh,
So
right.
yeah, but it was very cool because they used to also go around to different colleges.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And they would sell the t-shirts out of the back of their trunk during like big like homecoming weekends and things like that. So it was really interesting. I have no idea whether or not I actually met Damon John though all those years ago. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you who it was, but it was exciting for us back in those days to, you know, just, and I'm not sure if you are aware of what FUBU means.
Yeah.
It's the
For
acronym,
us, by us.
which was just, you know, for us at that time, it was just so empowering and so awesome. And we felt like, yes, this is ours. So
Right.
of course and back then, $15 for a shirt,
Yeah.
that meant you didn't eat one night.
Right. Right.
Yep.
So it was great.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely an amazing story. And,
Right.
and you know,
So what you bought was a feeling. You didn't care if it was you bought a feeling. You bought a sense of community.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's the major connection that all of you guys have is, you know, people are buying into the feeling.
Right.
They're buying into whether it's the mantra, the way of life, you know, it's having that commonality and you're building that community. And that's really what is going to resonate in your social media. If you're using social media to advertise your products.
Mhm.
It's that building of community. Like, this is ours, this is for us, and this is how we're going to be able, this is how we express ourselves.
Right. right.
And if you're able to communicate that
Mhm.
and do so in a way that is most importantly authentic.
Mhm.
Authenticity,
Right.
capital letters,
Yep.
Yeah.
bolded,
Yeah.
underlined. You have to be authentic, because right now there's so much in the market and there's so many different choices that the second that there's even the slightest whiff that somehow you're not being authentic,
Mhm. Mhm.
you're dead.
Right.
You're
exactly.
canceled.
Right.
You're gone.
Right.
Forget it.
Right.
And it'll be very, very difficult to get that person back.
Right.
So that's my final word. Just,
Mhm. Mhm.
maintain authenticity more than anything. And when
Mhm.
you're communicating, and to Lori's point before about, how do I vary my messages?
Mhm.
Vary your message, but again, you maintain that authentic voice.
Mhm.
So, the way that I talk to you, I might say, no, not to you specifically, but I'm from the South.
Uh-huh.
So when the lady that I call ma'am
Mhm.
is going to have, I'm still going to be me, but I'm going to present myself, slightly more polite versus, hey, you and me, we're sitting down, we're having beers, and I might drop a couple of F-bombs. Who
Uh-huh.
knows?
Right.
But again, you're still getting an authentic version of
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
It's the same all the way around. I'm not presenting myself to be somebody completely different.
Right.
Does that
right.
make sense?
Yeah, totally makes sense. So I'm going to tell a story that that someone shared with me on Facebook, and I was actually blown away by it, and I shared it with Roberto. The woman, Allison Felix, that just won in the you love okay, you love her. Okay, in the Olympics, we're talking about. Okay, so the story is that she was approached by Nike, and she was given a contract for Nike. This before this Olympics. She was given a contract by Nike, and then she got pregnant, and Nike canceled her and said, "No, she's never going to get back in shape, and she's never going to be able to run, and all this kind of
I
stuff."
said it was a breach of contract.
I'm sure it was a breach of
They
contract.
sued her for breach of
Oh,
contract.
they sued her for breach of contract. Okay, so I didn't. Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's pretty
She hid
pretty
her
big.
pregnancy for 5 months.
Okay, okay. So what Kimberly just said is she hid her pregnancy for 5 months. Okay, so she went on to winning, go competing in the Olympics, where she had her child, competing in the Olympics, and winning more. She also started her own freaking shoe brand. So it is called
Okay.
Say. Okay, if you go on to that sage.com and you look at it, you don't see, it takes you a while to be able to even see that she's selling a shoe. Basically, it's her story. She even shows her scar, her cesarean section scar, and you look at it, and it's like you're wowed by this video of who she is, what her story is. But she went on, she didn't let them, she still stayed with her authenticity. She still stayed, this is who she is. She is an Olympian. She is a mother. You don't see them taking contracts away from men who become fathers, right? So that's
That part.
yeah. So she's, and it was like, now she's going on, and yes, she wants to sell her shoes because that's kind of like, Nike, and she's getting back at them, but she's selling a product that she feels deeply about, but it's really, she's telling her story. So being authentic, and you can't even buy your shoe because it's in back order. So you might get it in September, you might get it October, you might get November, but and she's giving you options, 3 options on the shoe, on the sneaker, 3 different colors, but the whole website is really, it's about her. So if you wear her sneakers, you're going to feel empowered because you are being authentic like she is, and you're buying a feeling. I don't know if it's going to make you run faster or jump higher, but you will feel good if you buy into this sneaker brand. And it's an amazing website. It's a beautiful website. So take a look at it, sayish.com. It's Allison Felix, and you can read her story, and it's a wonderful story. Okay, we have like 5 minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. So what I'm going to say is that we will be able to talk about the Deco Network stores, your web stores. I will have like one-on-ones with any of you that want to go over the web stores. Deco Network is the platform that we use. We build your stores, and I just want to show you guys. You saw the UMAC. I'm sure that they're going to be upset that they weren't on today because I had such great information for Tamika, but I'm going to now show you. We have Michael and Sam's store. I'm going to show you that store, and I'm going to show you Karen's store also. So here is, okay, here is Michael's store. Come on. And Abaco Yacht Charter Services store. Here's his, we just started to build it. Take a trip with us, start shopping. And you start with his products. We go down here, you have all these products here. And this is the beginning of his store. So I'm going to add a couple more products here to the store so we can have beach towels, and everything we're doing here is in full color. We were able to take his logo and kind of work with his logo a little bit. We vectored it for him with our graphics abilities here. So we're able to then take his logo and we are able to print it on in one color. If somebody wants a dark polyester shirt, thank you, Victor, for allowing us to be able to do that where other people can't. If somebody just wants one or a small quantity of some. And this is Michael's store, Michael and Sam's store. And they are in the Bahamas and we are here, and that doesn't matter. So just remember that. Doesn't matter where you are, we can still help you with your printing and your stores. And so his customer base is most likely going to be in the US, people going over, on vacation to the Bahamas. I know Victor's like looking, maybe this looks interesting. I think I might want to go.
I always want to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Okay, well, now you got a friend there. And now I'm going to show you Karen's store. And
Before Maron, before you go to the other store, can I make one appreciation? I love the logo, but I'm expecting to see like a beach on the t-shirt. I mean, such a great the charter service, it's like, show me the ocean. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
Well, one thing, Roberto, and I appreciate that comment, but the industry in itself is pretty well defined. Abaco is pretty well known. If someone is looking to charter a catamaran and go sailing, they know Abaco. They've heard about Abaco. They've probably been to the BVI's or U.S. Virgin Islands, and they're either going to come here or go there or both. And if you look at the right-hand side of the logo, that chain of islands is the Abacos. That's what completes that side of the circle. So, but as far as the beach is concerned, we're not, we go to tiki bars and we go to, we definitely beach the boats and things like that. But our thing is really about the ocean and about the sailing. But if you want the beach, the best way to see that is to come on down here and charter a boat from us. And I'll show you all the beach that you want to see.
Right. The most beautiful beaches in the world. Yep.
Hands down, we have some of the most beautiful beaches and destination tiki bars absolutely in this hemisphere, without a doubt.
Yep. I agree. Okay. And hey, we got an extra $125 back from Bahamas Air because they left us at the airport for 5 hours. So I'm definitely, Ed and I will definitely be back soon. We have a year to use it. So that was pretty nice of them. That was actually pretty nice of them.
That's very unusual too. I don't know why they did that. But
yeah, I know.
So the next time you go, I'm gonna finally be invited, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Michael,
Like,
I'm
okay, thank
Bahamian
you.
by marriage, and I haven't been to the Abacos yet, so you're next on my list.
Come on,
Right.
come on down.
Right, let's have a business trip.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, let's all have a business trip. How many can fit on one of your boats?
The 40-footer would take up to 8 and the 52-footer can take up to 12.
We'll get 2 of them then.
There you go.
All right,
Great
okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you, is Karen still on? I don't know, because I don't have to expand a little bit. Let's see if Karen is still on. I'm gonna show you Karen's store. So Karen is, I'm gonna say it's a little bit, well, no, she doesn't have a charter service, but she is actually selling. She's gonna have pictures of your ocean that you're looking for, Roberto. She's actually selling her t-shirts to people that have boats. Okay, so somehow I want to kind of link Michael's site. I want to get the 2 of them to know each other. Okay, because their customer base would be similar. So, and this is like the first similar, wait, let me get back here. This is like one of the first similar, oh, wait, where am I back here? Okay. I am looking here. Wait, let me go back this way. I've got to go back this way. So it's called Liquid Blue Apparel. And her, let's see, Liquid Blue. Okay, and her site is for people that own boats to be able to get something with their boat on it, with their boat name on it. So here is her site, and here's her cotton apparel, dry fit apparel. And on her store, you get a hoodie and, come on, internet. And here you put your company name, your boat name on there. And that's how her store works. So Karen had her store for a while and got busy and wasn't able to work her store. And she came in yesterday and we sat and we went over her store and what she can do and how she herself can add things to her store and take things away from her store and do things on her own, which is really good. Here on the back end of Michael's store. And I'm going, so owning a store here, you have all of these options back here. You have your SEO tools, which is what we were talking about today. You've got domain settings. We did one for Mickey Free merch last night. And I was going to go over that with everybody, but actually we can do that. That could be a whole nother class next time. And then edit the website. This is where you edit the website and the website pages. So here we clicked on website pages, and as a store owner, you can actually do this yourself. Okay, so you go in here and you can click edit, and we put this picture here, and you have all of these pictures. So first we tried this picture. I didn't really like this picture so much. I like this picture better. We can change pictures. You can send me a picture of people that are actually on one of your trips, and we can add them. You can highlight them. We can have them as a special highlight. So let's say you want to highlight your customers down here. We're going to continue here with contact us and about. And what I want from you is I want a really good about page information. I got a little bit from your current website, but I think it could be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more about you. Where do you go? The different things that would interest people. That's also good for SEO, for people finding you as well. So Michael, I want you to send me, or have Sam send me that information, and we can put that on for you.
Yeah, that has to be all rewritten.
Okay. So the stores are a work in progress. I mean, I know we're going to add a couple more things, and then you're going to launch this on Monday. But at this point, once we have a store up, you can start selling, you can start marketing. So the way the software works is once I publish it, it's published. And I want it to be published because I want you to take a look at it as well. And from there on, we can continue, and we can add things, we can change things. I mean, I can't tell you, Roberto knows how many times we have changed the look of Make a Tea Online, like a zillion times, because I want it to be current, want it to be fresh, right? You want it to be people to remember you. So you want to keep certain things similar, like your color scheme or your logo, maybe have your logo. Now the trend is your logo is a circle. So Michael, you're already like in the groove because your logo is a circle, and not everybody's is, but and both Michaels, your logos are in circles. So that is what is totally in right now because it fits in the Instagram mold. And okay, we have a diamond here. So, okay, so actually, you know what? I am going to take another minute or two, and I'm actually going to go on to back to where I said I wasn't going to do. I was going to do it next week, but I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to go on to the website that we did last night, which was Mickey Free Merch. So Mickey Free is a rock and roll guy. He was in the group Shalimar. He's a Grammy Award winner. He has played at Hyde Park. He's played in Australia. He's played everywhere, and he's still actually touring. His music is a little bit different from his Shalimar days. It's more like a Jimi Hendrix style kind of music, and he also does a healing type of music, like a flute music. He's a native Indian, and if you Google him, you'll see some funny things. He was friends with Prince, and he has some wild stories. So he is if you're listening, Mickey is a wild man, and so he does some crazy things and very colorful personality, and we love him. And so here is Mickey's brand new merch store. We haven't done anything to it yet. It took me about 3 seconds to create this store. We actually bought the domain mickeyfreemerch.com, because initially when you have a store, it is blah, 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 make it to you online. So so Mickey's was mickeyfreemerch.make it to you online. So for a few bucks, we bought this domain, mickeyfreemerch.com, and we're able to change something in the DNS settings. I don't know the technical thing. I just know how to do it, and I do it, and it works. And we were able to put an SSL certificate here, so all the purchases are all okay. You know, they're all secure. And this was the very start. I had this one picture of Mickey that it was that because we've been doing his work for a long time. So now if I am in here and I want to change this picture, I go to the home page, I edit this page, and his manager, Trish, sent me a picture this morning. And I go here and I just upload a file here. Here he's standing with, that is Jimi Hendrix's brother. And I can add this picture, see if I like it here. And there it is. So personally, I kind of like the other picture better. But we can put this picture someplace else. But this is how easy it is to change the website around. I'm gonna have to play with the picture. If he wants this picture, we would have to just play with it a little bit and make it look better, and to show a little bit more. And I kind of would like some merchandise with him on it. But then if I don't like it, I just, go back. I don't save it. I think that this gives a little bit more of a feeling. I like this picture. What do you think? So we're consensus is we're gonna keep this picture of Mickey. So for now, so I added his logo here. I mean, it looks nice. It's nice, it's professional. Deco Network gives us this ability to create these beautiful web stores that look amazing. I'm just really happy with what we can do to the web stores. Since Lori is sitting here, let me go over Lori's store with everybody. Show her store, or Make Our School Safe store. You have to run?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put Kimberly's information in the chat. And she has to go.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm really glad to be here. So
It is a
I'm looking forward
pleasure,
to
is a
next go around.
pleasure to have Kimberly here. She has so much great information, and we love working with you. and
Ditto.
I'm gonna see you Tuesday.
You're going to see me
Right,
Tuesday.
right. She's coming in Tuesday. So if anybody has any questions for Kimberly, let me know before Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay,
And no question is too small.
no question is too small. Have a
Thanks,
have a
guys.
great
Have a good
day.
one.
Thank you, and stay dry. Okay, here is Lori's store. Make our school safe. And I think it's time to update the picture on your store.
Mhm.
But Lori does a lot of campaigns with us as well, and we print a lot of full color shirts for her, and it's all print on demand. And after we do a campaign with her, we actually put that shirt onto the website. So if anybody wants to order it afterwards, they can. So Lori has all these different categories and so many different options for people. And every single one of these options is a fundraiser for her. So you could buy a blanket, you can get a gift box, you can get this, she actually had a famous artist design this, or I think they did it, you didn't even know they were doing it, right? You did know.
We know.
Oh, yeah, okay, she know. And so her voice has gotten out there across the nation. And we are just like, so proud to have her strength behind everything here and her mission. And she's an unstoppable force. So this is Lori's store, and we're always adding and updating to her store all the time. What, to be empowered? What?
The MSD strong.
Yeah, MSD Strong, we added
We
that.
just added
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we added MSD Strong. So she's even getting people saying, where can I get an MSD Strong shirt? So we put it on her store. So thanks, Lori.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to end this session. Does anybody have anything to ask or to say, or before we close out today? Roberto, can I, when I save this, can I save the chat somehow? So I get all this information out to everybody?
I believe it's saved until the meeting. Yeah.
Okay,
I believe it is.
okay, great.
If anything, just take a screenshot and save it.
Okay,
I'm gonna do that now.
and I think that Karen, okay, I'm gonna call Karen. Let me call Karen here because Karen wants to say something here. Okay. Let me call Karen. Okay. What's that?
How do I write something? in the chat?
How do you write something? Here, type. Okay.
I had a couple questions. I'm maybe, I don't know, maybe I should ask off air, but as far as the how much you guys charge, and also to as far as with the makeateeonline.com, like, is that, do you have to have that as part of the website?
The name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the name, or
so when I first set up the site, that is part of the name. And then like I just showed you with the Mickey free merch, we bought that domain last night and I just redirected it. So now it's mickeyfreemerch.com. So
okay.
yeah, so when I first set it up, that I have to use one of those. I have to use one of those links. Sometimes I have one, I think I've got mademyshirt.com. I have a couple different ones, but the answer is first yes, then no. So, and we're setting up the stores because I have a mission myself. My mission is to have 100 working stores by the end of next year. So right now, as long as you are willing to put the effort and energy into working and selling for your store, then I will work with you and we could talk about cost offline, because it's not that we'll talk about it offline. It's not that it's free. I mean, it's free to a degree, but then there's other services if you want, then that would be charged. So I'll explain that to you. I'll go over.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. All right. So thanks, Michael. Let me call Karen because okay. All right. She'll call when she gets back. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Karen has some questions yesterday that I had asked her to ask, but she couldn't talk, I guess, on Zoom. So they were basically about the website. They were, can she place an order for her customer? So even though Karen has a store with us that is Liquid Blue Apparel, she still has other customers. One of them is a like a, not, I guess a butcher. I don't know. It's a sauce, it's called Dutch cheese sausages. It's in Plantation. So that's her customer. So she puts her customers' orders through her store. So her store gets commission. So she's actually gets commission on that sale. And it's, so she's not just dealing in her, in the boating world or her yachting world or people that have boats. And she wanted to know if she could actually place the order for them. And the answer is she can't place the order through her store. She would have to place it as a customer. We can do that. We can place the orders through the stores ourselves. Of course, we have access to the main business hub. She can only access and view what's going on in her store. She can add product. She can change product. She can change the pricing of product above our wholesale mark. And she can change the look and feel of her website herself if she wants to. And so that was a very good question, because you would think that as a store owner, you should be able to buy things and then get certain things at a certain discount. Well, you don't really do that. You can buy things, and then at the end of the month, that's where the system goes through PayPal and pays you the commission on the product. So what I've done with, like with Kelly, there's certain things that maybe she wants for herself. We can create certain coupon codes, and then those Kelly likes, and Lori, we created coupon codes. And then, so we create the coupon code. So we allow the certain percentage that actually comes off of us. It doesn't come off of you guys. And then that allows you to be able to go on and purchase, or tell your friends and your customers to purchase using these coupon codes. Everyone's going to use a coupon code if they can. And we kind of allow that into when we set the pricing, knowing that people are going to add coupon codes. So, yeah, so, okay, does that answer any more questions? I don't want to go too much over, and I'm really happy, and of course here to set up an appointment, the one-on-one, to talk to anybody, to go over everything with anybody. That's what I'm here for. That's what I love doing. And let's see if there's any, and I will send everybody a copy of this video and a link to the YouTube channel. I have to wait till it does this thing. And then, like Roberto said, it takes a few minutes to load everything up to YouTube, but I should have that on by tomorrow, and I can send that out to everybody tomorrow. So, all right, any last comments? Any last?
Thank you, Meryl.
Thank you so much, Meryl. Thank you.
Victor, thank you for being here, for waking up
Thank you, guys.
early. You have a whole day ahead, right?
I do. We got a show going on, so I'm going to Long Beach right now.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Not an ISS show, is it?
No, it's a NBM. So it's the first live show. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I miss those shows. I can't wait to get out there to those
Yeah,
shows.
we have Atlantic City and then Printing United in Orlando. So come visit.
Oh, you're going to go, that's in October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
October.
I just found out about that yesterday. Yeah, that looks like a good one. I think my
Yeah.
mom needs to go too.
Always love seeing your mom. So
Yeah. All right, Kelly, you okay? You good? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Well, thank
Hi,
you.
guys.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so much,
weekend.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you,
And-
everyone.
And thank you, Michael, for joining us for the first time, and we'll see you all next time.
No problem. No problem. I'll stop by and talk the numbers with you.
Okay, you got it, Michael. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Bye, Roberto.
Bye.